Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. You are getting the pleasure of a video first thing in the morning, so I am not on camera. But I'm coming to you today with a video because Pluto just went retrograde on the 25th, which is today. So we've been preparing for this. There's kind of a shadow period before planets go retrograde. You guys are probably all familiar with Mercury retrograde, and people dread Mercury retrograde. Well, Pluto is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and it will be retrograde for about 5 months. Is that correct? It will be retrograde until October. I can't do math early in the morning. So it will be retrograde for quite some time. So we're going to want to get used to this. This is not a 3-week retrograde like Mercury. This is a longer retrograde, as most of the other planets have. Now, I'm going to get into some of the details. I am going to pull a few cards today, but I wanted you guys just to be prepared and also to understand that this is why a lot of these heavier, dense, lower level energies and ego are starting to come to the surface, okay? So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. And if you'd like a personal reading, or if you'd like distant Reiki healing or a true purpose coaching session, you can reach out to me at the email below. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things help the channel. And if you would like to donate to the channel, I have an Amazon wish list. Apparently I can't talk yet. And it is also in the description box. A few of you have mentioned that. So thank you so much for your support, guys. I hope you're doing well. I know that people are struggling. That's why I'm posting this video. So let's get into the video. They're actually telling me to start with the Starseed Oracle. So I'm going to do some shuffling and clearing. And while I'm doing the shuffling and clearing, we are going to have a little chit chat. So Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So Pluto rules Scorpio. If you are a sun in Scorpio like myself, or if you have other planets in Scorpio, let's say your Moon, your rising, your Venus in particular. Also, I'm going to say North Node and South Node. If you guys don't know about those, I'll talk about those in just a minute. If you have any of those in the sign of Scorpio, put your seatbelt on and strap in, because you're going to be feeling this retrograde more intensely than the other signs. The opposite sign of Scorpio, Taurus, should be feeling pretty good. So I'm feeling this more for Scorpio, and let's see, I'm going to intuitively feel into all of the astrological signs. Because it is in the sign of Capricorn, Capricorn is also going to be feeling this. So if you're a Capricorn or Capricorn rising, Moon, or Venus, North Node, South Node, you should also be feeling this. So I think the two signs that will be feeling it the most would be Scorpio and Capricorn. And Taurus should be feeling pretty good. Lucky ducks. And let's see, let's intuitively tap into some of the other signs. I'm feeling like Aries and Pisces may be having some feelings about this. I feel like you guys just intuitively, what I'm picking up is you guys might have some struggles with this as well. So Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, okay? And then Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. That's interesting that I picked up on those two. And also talked about North Node, South Node. So let's talk about North Node, South Node for a minute while I continue to shuffle. North Node, actually, let's start with South Node. So your South Node, and if you don't know this, there's websites you can go to. It's really simple. You just need your birth information, including the time, if you have that. So your South Node is your karma, so to speak. It's what you came into this life with from past lifetimes. It's what you're still carrying. It's kind of your backpack of karma, if you will. That's how I like to see it. It doesn't have to be negative karma. It's just the karmic lessons that you've carried. And it's also the past life lessons that you've carried. But a lot of times we're so comfortable in that South Node energy that it's hard to transform, okay, in one lifetime into that North Node energy. Your north node energy speaks to where you're going. So the south node is where you've been, and the north node is where you're going or where you're headed. North nodes can be complicated because we tend to be stuck in patterns of the past. We're in our comfort zones. North nodes require change, and they often feel very challenging to the individual. For instance, I have a south node in Pisces, and I have a north node in Virgo. My challenges in this lifetime are not to just, live in a dream world. I'm very creative. I also have a moon in Pisces. So I can get stuck in illusions pretty easily. And for me, it's staying grounded. So anybody with south node in Pisces, north node in Virgo, you're in luck, because I'm going to talk about that for a minute. So staying grounded is really challenging for me. And in addition, Virgo is all about order and stability, and though that's challenging for me. It's challenging for me to create order in certain aspects of my life, and I suffer from what I think is ADD, although I've never actually been officially tested, but it certainly feels like it as an adult. And it's really challenging for me to finish tasks sometimes. So these are all things that I'm working through with my north node in Virgo. So ultimately what you hope to do, you aspire to shift from your south node energies and to love them and cherish them, but to be comfortable enough to start living in those north node energies. So embracing the Virgo energies. I don't have any planets, I don't have anything in Virgo. So Virgo and I are not really, we're not buddies. It's a pretty uncomfortable energy, to be honest. So that's north node for you guys. So north node tends to feel pretty uncomfortable unless you're a very actualized soul and you've just done so much work. I think it's challenging for most people. So that's just a little blip about north node, south node. And we're going to start pulling some cards here. Spirit wants me to pull a few cards. If my voice is raspy, it's because I just woke up, you guys. But I wanted to get this video out to you ASAP because this is happening today and it's already tomorrow in some places, or it's later on the 25th. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that people had this information. Okay, so they want me to start with these two cards, and they're asking me to also pull. Okay, interesting. I'm just doing what I'm told. They want me to pull two native spirit cards as well. Yeah, so the first card I am not surprised to see. It's pretty much the energy I expected, but I did pull out the Gilded Tarot because they told me to pull that out as well. What comes up. What you guys want to do during this retrograde is, because Pluto rules transformation and it's a phoenix rising energy, rising from the ashes of the past, rising from the ashes of perceived mistakes. I've been perceived mistakes. Oh my gosh. Perceived mistakes. I think half my brain is still sleeping. And it's also about transmuting those heavier energies as well. I'm going to go so far as to say it's about transmutation of some of those heavier karmic and dense energies that we're feeling. Now, if you don't know about the Schumann resonance, I'm not going to speak in depth on it because I don't know enough about it, but we feel this. It's an electromagnetic field, I believe, if I'm describing this correctly. If I'm not, just let me know in the comments below. And we feel it here on Earth, and it was the highest it's ever been, I think, 2 nights ago. So sleep is wildly being impacted right now. Wildly being impacted, okay? In addition to your waking state and just how you process things, and things feel very shaky and unstable right now for most of us, especially going into your emotional body. Things are really not cut and dry. They're not black and white. You might be all over the place. I've been talking about these symptoms for a while, guys, but I want to make clear that this isn't just ascension symptoms. Okay, Pluto's playing a role in this, and we've been feeling the shadow aspect of Pluto for about 2 weeks. We tend to feel the shadow about 2 weeks before the planet goes retrograde. So what that tells me is this week, with all of these crazy energies, So many people, family members, friends, and other divine feminines I know have felt the effects of the insomnia. I have not been able to go to sleep or stay asleep all week. And I take CBD oil, I take lemon balm, I take Adrenal Calm, which is a supplement that I use because I am healing from adrenal fatigue. It's supposed to knock you out. And I also take ashwagandha. And none of those things, I mean, usually those things will work. I would get mentally tired, but physically be wide awake. And you guys might have felt the opposite. You might have been physically tired, but mentally wide awake. So it's been very challenging to rest. And what we need more than anything to integrate these energies is to rest. Oh, yes. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. I love it when the cards reflect what's going on. Sorry about the slurping, guys. I have my lemon water to cleanse my liver in the morning. Okay, so let's take a look at these energies, loves. And if you guys are wondering why my voice might sound different, I am definitely in an authoritative, divine masculine energy. Actually, it might be distorted masculine, to be honest, because the energy that I've been in over the past week, actually it really started Thursday, Friday. It really started to get intense. I realized I'm in masculine energy. So that's the energy that's coming through. It's authoritative and it's letting you know what needs to be said right now. Basically, no nonsense, no messing around. And so if you're wondering, that's why. I don't know when I'm going to pop back into divine feminine energy, but for now, I'm channeling the masculine energy. So I might do another, actually, that's very likely I'll do another video later and I'll talk to you guys about the masculines and what they're going through, because I have some major insight to give you on why the masculines do what they do, because I've been in that energy for about a few days now. So now I understand why they are distant, why they are to the point, why they seem cold or unattached or detached. I understand. So I want to give you guys some insight on that. So tap on your notification bell to make sure you're receiving all notifications, because I'm 99.999999% sure that I'll be posting that video. I want to do it while I'm still in the masculine energy, kind of the distorted masculine energy, so I can give you guys an idea. It is not comfortable energy, to say the least. It's not been comfortable. And I'm taking the week off from doing personal readings. So those of you waiting for personal readings, it shouldn't affect the timing and the email that I've sent you. But please know that if you're booking a reading with me, I will not be doing any readings this weekend, any personal readings. And that is for your protection. And unless I'm guided to tomorrow, but I'm definitely taking today off. Okay, so let's get started. So we're starting with the Starseed Oracle. Oh, Sacred Starseed. Okay, Starseed Oracle. Sacred wanted to come out. We have deep cellular healing, which I'm not surprised at all to see, because this period of integration of shadow work is all about healing our shadows. It's all about coming home to yourself. You guys know that I am not the type of reader that's going to sit here and say roses and butterflies and rainbows and waking up and ascension and love and light. And it's like, no, light and shadows. Okay, you can't have one without the other. How could you appreciate coming into union if you hadn't gone through the obstacles that you had? I mean, sure, you would appreciate it, but if you hadn't learned the lessons, something would be missing, and you would feel that in your soul and in your gut. So you appreciate it so much more because of what you've gone through, because of the trials and tribulations, and because of the growth and evolution on a personal soul level, on a human level that you go through. So part of this, I do believe, this cleansing cycle that we're in is really to help bring the twins back together. Let me explain. As I know people are out there going, oh my gosh, Sarah, more patience, more patience. This is what the masculine energy wants to say about that. I'm also channeling the Ascended Masters, and I'm also channeling, of course, as always, Archangel Michael. I feel like I'm starting to channel a specific group of beings, but I don't want to speak on that until I'm 100% sure of what's going on. So I will keep you guys up to date with that. And I will let you know if anything comes of that. And if it does, I will definitely be recording videos with the assistance of those beings. They are very authoritative and powerful. So, and it's definitely masculine energies, but I want to get into a more healed, divine masculine energy before I start channeling those energies. So, but they want to come through quite powerfully. So actually, I think they're here in this video, but we'll talk about that later. So deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So physical body healing, emotional body healing, healing on all levels. We start with healing the emotions, and then we start with healing the physical, because any physical ailments or dis-ease that show up in the body have already been present in the energy field and the emotional body and the mental body for quite some time. And finally, the body says, okay, you're not paying attention. It's time to manifest these in the physical form, in any way, shape, or form. This to me is the card of Pluto retrograde. So Pluto being the sign or the planet of transformation. Pluto being the planet of transformation. The phoenix rising, transmutation. We are going to be cleaning out. I just heard clearing out the debris and cleaning out the gutters over the next 5 months. And as we do so, there's going to be some discomfort. Okay, I don't sugarcoat things. I want to have you guys prepared so you understand that this is shadow work. If you've been avoiding shadow work, your shadows are going to surface. It's not going to be pleasant to try to avoid this work. This healing needs to be done. This is like next level healing, but it's bringing you one step closer to union. Because every time we heal a layer, not only do we evolve, not only are we allowed to jump timelines and ascend higher and evolve on every level in our life, but we're also sending that energy to, not even sending the energy to your counterpart goes through it with you. So as you're going through this, your counterpart is going to be inspired to make the changes also in their life. This is really cleaning out the closet kind of energy. But I'm seeing it as cleaning out the ghosts of the past, cleaning out the closet of the past, perceived mistakes that you've made. I don't know why. That's so funny. Perceived mistakes that you've made or that others have made. I just heard forgiveness is a major theme. So forgiveness. This is really starting with forgiving yourself, guys. Forgiving yourself for any transgressions. Forgiving yourself for not knowing better and not knowing then what you know now. Forgiving yourself for not walking the path of light when you didn't know it even existed. Forgiving yourself for living in the 3D matrix and for ascribing or subscribing to those energies and to those laws. Forgiving yourself for judging your partner for not waking up sooner. We have to be honest with ourselves, Divine Feminines. A lot of us have judged our partner. Why isn't he awake? Why isn't he able to leave the karmic partner? Why isn't he coming forward to me? Why? Pointing the finger. And it's easy to do that. And especially in this type of energy where we're doing shadow work. But understand that as we point the finger at our counterpart, or really anybody for that matter, what we need to be doing in that moment, what we have the opportunity that's presenting itself to do is to turn that energy, okay? Turn that focus back on self and ask yourself, why am I being triggered by this? What is this teaching me? And understand that this is all happening for you and not to you. So we move from victim mentality, which a lot of us have experienced in the old 3D matrix when we were in that paradigm. We're moving from victim mentality to empowerment, to personal power. How do you step into that? You take responsibility and accountability for your life, for your actions, for your thoughts. So this is what this energy is really asking us to do, but we are going deep. So we're going to be feeling a lot of ascension flu symptoms. I've already been feeling them. So you might feel some symptoms might be sore throat, just itchy eyes, something with the eyes, because the eyes see the world. So we're changing the way we perceive and see things. So you might want to have allergy eye drops might be really helpful. your eyes are definitely going to be itchy, or they're going to be painful, or just kind of watery and cloudy. It's going to be hard to see clearly. So of course, if you think you need medical help, get medical help. But if you have sought medical help, or you know this is just a symptom, then keep in mind that this might be occurring over this Pluto retrograde, because we are transforming the way we see things. Also the ears, so itchy ears or just kind of clogged ears. I've had, for the past 2 weeks or so, it feels like water in my ears. So we're changing the way we hear things, We're being upgraded on a cellular level. But when Pluto comes in, Pluto goes deep, 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 lifetimes, past lifetimes, shadow work, ancestors. So we're going to be healing a lot of our ancestral wounds. We get to be the ones that heal for the family line. That is so powerful, and it's an honor. Whew, so much to say about that card. We have called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So once this retrograde passes, I feel like this is the energy, the deep cellular healing and emotional and physical healing. That's what's happening right now as we're in it. Okay, we've stepped into that world. We've stepped into that doorway, that portal. But this is going to be a portal that opens up. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's opening up right now, but it's really going to open wide in October. And what's beautiful about October is, of course, we have All Hallows Eve. And what is it? Dia Muerte, the Day of the Dead. So my birthday happens to be Halloween, so I'm pretty fascinated with all of that stuff. But, of course, Halloween is all about lifting the veil. So it's interesting that Pluto retrograde, Pluto is going to go direct in October, although I don't have the exact day. And when that happens, then, a few weeks later or a few days later, we're going to have the veil being lifted for Halloween. So I think that's really, really potent, poignant, and very powerful. But your soul gifts, the things that you've trained lifetimes for, are being revealed. So even though we have all this shadow work to do, what we also have is we have an opportunity to really step into our power. I think first the clearing is going to happen. First, this cleansing and clearing of all the debris and on the past lifetimes is going to happen. And I'm seeing wings here, so I think we're going to gain those angel wings. Okay, and we're going to be supported by the angelic realm, the angelic team. And then we're going to step into, independently as a sovereign being, into our soul gifts and calling. This is about your individual mission. The energies that I'm working with want to let you know that this is indeed your time to step up. This is not the time to question yourself. This is not the time to go through an identity crisis. Well, why me? Or this person does it better out there, or comparing yourself on social media, or even denying yourself the gift of starting that project and starting something new. Just start, because the world needs you to be in your power. So getting out of doubt and uncertainty, and that's part of clearing the shadows. That's the clearing work that we're going to do so that we can open up to really step into this doorway and pathway of where we're supposed to be going. We're going to move into, I might pull another card or two from the Starseed Oracle, but we're going to move into the native spirit cards. So we have Spirit Keeper of the South, and just what I feel from this initially is this is about letting you know that we talked about South Node first of all. So we are definitely honing in on some of those South Node energies. Even if your South Node is not in, Scorpio or Pisces or Capricorn or Aries, the signs that I spoke about, I want you to know that we are moving away from the energies. The South is the past. So we are starting to heal the past. We are starting to move away from the past. And we are starting to move into the future. So Spirit Keeper of the South is just basically grounding us, and we're in kind of a holding pattern or so for the next 5 months. But it's going to feel like that energetically, but there's really going to be a lot happening beneath the surface. A lot of changes, a lot of transformations happening. You have the ability to shapeshift right now. So as you step into your soul gifts and your calling, you have the ability to really become whatever it is that you desire. There is no, I'm supposed to be this, or, I've always done this. No, this is you stepping into your true gifts and your true power. And as you do so, you realize that you've been the one holding yourself back, that you have been the one putting limits, right? Creating limitations on your abilities, on your skills, on your life, on your relationships. So that's going to be an aha moment for a lot of you that, wait a second, I have been the one holding myself back. I think a lot of us have blamed other people. It's their fault. It's what the ego likes to do, blame, so that you don't have to take accountability. But you can be anything that you desire. So this is about letting go of your attachment to your old identity. And what did I say? Seeing the world with new eyes. So we talked about the eyes. So this is just confirmation and validation that seeing the world with brand new eyes. So I do see like there's going to be eye irritations as we go through these upgrades. And being able to manifest your dreams. So one really powerful exercise you can do, working with the animal spirit realm, just close your eyes and start to go into a meditative state and breathe deeply. And imagine that you're an animal, a bird, a plant, or even a stone. Make it as real and visceral as you can so you can see it, touch it, taste it, feel it. Okay, sense it. Doing this is going to deepen your ability to shift your beliefs and limiting decisions, limiting beliefs, limiting belief systems that have potentially held you back in your life from really fulfilling your destiny. So fate versus destiny, just because it's fate, it doesn't mean it's destiny. So walk into your destiny, walk the path of destiny now by being a shapeshifter of your life. And smudge. So I like Palo Santo. Sage is meant to clear and Palo Santo is meant to bring in new energies, but I don't care for the smell of sage. I don't really like it in my home. So I prefer Palo Santo, but it's really whatever you prefer. Both are actually, of course, more powerful than just one, but just make sure that you're smudging right now. For me, Pluto always comes up in my mind's eye as kind of murky, murky energies, murky airs. So it makes perfect sense that smudging would come up. And smudging is used to cleanse your energy. Of course, if you're a reader like myself or an energy worker, you want to clear your space several times a day in between clients. I cleanse before and I cleanse after each client. So this is just, and I cleanse at the end of the day. So this is just making sure that you're aware that it's really important that this is going to help you shift easier. This is going to help you go through this time and this process, these processes, much easier. Okay, so calling in, and when you're smudging, calling in your guides, calling in your ancestors, calling in Native American spirits, calling in your team to really assist you in this process. Deciding here if I want to go with, no, okay. We're not going to go with the Gilded Tarot because that's just too conventional, they're saying, and these energies are very unconventional. So I might use that. Actually, I think I'll use that or a tarot deck in my later reading that I'll do today. So we're just going to pull 1 or 2 cards from the Sacred Rebel deck, and then we will call it a morning so that I can go wake up, make my smoothie. Okay, interesting. I love it when the cards validate. Okay, amazing. Okay, we have released the dark wound, let love live. So, you could say that Pluto carries the dark wound. This, to me, really validates this card. So this is about healing. This is about doing shadow work. This is about coming face to face with your own shadow and not being scared and not running away and not putting blame on somebody else or on, God or the universe or life. This is about really understanding that just because a part of us is being swept away or is dying doesn't mean that we can't resurrect a more powerful sense of self or a more powerful thing in its place, okay? This to me, if you notice the fish, we have the scales and then we have the healthy fish. So, and then we've got the bones in the woman's hand. So this is about really allowing what needs to die. Relationships, jobs, belief systems, okay? Any of those things that they're trying to go. And Pluto is going to push them out, by the way. So those of you who are going, yeah, okay, my twin is in a karmic relationship or I'm in a karmic relationship, but I don't see it ending, it's not possible. And then you list all the hows or the whys and you focus on that. This card is saying that it doesn't matter. You're not in control of this. Those cycles need to end. Whatever is dead, whatever has died, those karmic relationships have been dead emotionally. They've been dead in the water, I just heard, emotionally for quite some time. The divine masculines are dragging their feet because it's painful, it's scary, and honestly, divine feminine, they don't know if you're going to be there if they leave. So it's because of that codependency, that codependent mood that they're healing and is coming to light. They're realizing, I need to be comfortable being alone, whether my divine feminine is there on the other side of this or not. A deeper part of them knows that you're going to be there, but there is a very human part of them that's scared that they'll just be left out in the cold and then they won't have either person. But in reality, that shouldn't matter because this relationship it's toxic. It's not healthy. It's not a romantic relationship any longer. It might be friendship. It might be roommate situation. It might even be worse than that. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about that. So basically, things that need to go are going to go and you need to release them because the more you fight them, the more painful this chapter is going to be. New birth, guarded vigilantly. So this is about you really guarding this new birth. I love these cards together because this is like death and birth. How perfect. So, dark and light, shadow and light. Okay, beautiful. So this is about not only birthing the new earth on a global level, which we've talked about, we know that we're all doing. We're light workers, we're star seeds, we're way showers, we're incarnated angels, whatever you align with. But this is about the new birth that you are creating for your life. This is about new projects, new sense of self, new identities that you're birthing, okay? New identities through shape-shifting. As you shape-shift, you create the new. You let go of the old. Okay, you cleanse those energies. You're cleansing the past away, doing the shadow work, getting comfortable with your shadow side, and really, really being very careful about who you let into your circle. After you go through this transformation, you're going to be very discerning. It's time to be discerning. So I think we'll stop there, guys. This is a longer reading than I expected, which happens all the time. Okay, I hope this was clarifying for you. I hope this was inspiring. And if so, please drop me a like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And again, my services are listed in the description box below. I will be coming back later to do a divine masculine reading later in the day. Have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Make sure that you are resting right now. Make sure you're really just honoring the path that you're on. And make sure you're moving these energies in some way, whether through writing, okay, through journaling or poetry, creative writing, dancing. There's lots of free dance videos now, available out there on Instagram and such. Make sure that you're in some way expressing yourself because these energies, these shadow energies, shadow work is real and it's necessary. We need to make sure that we are a participant in this. If you want to heal, if you want to bring union in faster, if you want to jump into that higher timeline, then be a participant in these Pluto retrograde energies. Have a beautiful day, guys, and I will see you so soon.